The night at the Harrington Gallery was dazzling. The gallery, known for its stunning art and wealthy guests, sparkled under hundreds of chandeliers. The marble floors gleamed with the light, and the walls were decorated with beautiful artworks, each frame shining with gold. The event of the year in London was the grand unveiling of a new masterpiece by the mysterious artist Elias Vane. Vane was famous for his secretive nature and portraits that seemed to reveal more than just the faces of his subjects. They showed a deep, haunting quality that captivated art lovers and experts alike. This particular painting, a portrait of a noblewoman from the 16th century, had a dark reputation. Dexter Quill, a renowned detective and known for his sharp mind and keen observation, was a special guest at the gala. While many of the attendees were mingling or enjoying the lavish food and drinks, Dexter's eyes were fixed on the centerpiece of the evening, the Vane portrait. Despite the glittering surroundings, Dexter's focus was solely on the painting. He was aware of the rumors about its dark past and its connection to unsolved art thefts that had puzzled experts for years. Dexter's mind raced as he studied the painting, noting every brushstroke, shadow, and detail that made Vane's work so interesting. As the night progressed with a sense of grandeur, something unexpected happened. Just before midnight, the lights flickered and dimmed briefly, casting eerie shadows across the room. Guests murmured in confusion, their conversations fading into whispers as they looked around, puzzled by the sudden darkness. When the lights returned to full brightness, the gallery erupted in shock. The Vane painting, once the star of the evening, was gone. The realization hit everyone hard: the masterpiece had vanished. Panic spread among the guests. Gasps and shouts filled the room, and frantic voices sought answers. The elegant gala had turned into a scene of chaos and alarm. Amidst the confusion, Dexter Quill remained calm and collected. He knew that staying clear-headed and observant was crucial in solving such a high-profile theft. Dexter took a deep breath and began his investigation. He approached the gallery's security team, asking to see the area where the painting had been displayed. Even amidst the frenzy, Dexter was focused on finding clues that might have been missed. The gallery was a whirlwind of activity as staff and guests were questioned and their statements recorded. Dexter's sharp eyes took in every detail. He noticed the frantic energy, the whispered accusations, and the small but telling interactions. Each detail, no matter how small, might be important in solving the mystery. As Dexter moved through the gallery, his mind raced with possibilities. The disappearance of the Vane portrait was more than just a theft, it was a complex puzzle that Dexter was determined to solve. With the guests still in shock and the gallery in disarray, Dexter's investigation was just beginning. Dexter Quill walked purposefully to the empty space where the Vane portrait had hung. The frame was now bare and seemed forlorn without the masterpiece it once held. Dexter's sharp eyes scanned the area carefully. He soon noticed something unusual: a small, distinct smudge of red wax on the edge of the frame. This wax wasn't like the usual sealing wax used in everyday life. It was a deep, rich red, which made Dexter's curiosity spark. He thought this wax might be more than just an accident, it could be an important clue. Dexter carefully collected a sample of the wax using tweezers and a small container he carried. The wax felt warm and slightly sticky, suggesting it had been recently touched or applied. Dexter hoped this smudge might reveal something about the thief or how they operated. Next, Dexter turned his attention to the gallery staff and guests who were being interviewed by the security team. He approached them with calm and authority, despite their visible shock and concern. Dexter asked them detailed questions about the moments leading up to the theft. The staff didn't provide much useful information. Many were distracted by the festivities, and others had been confused by the sudden power flicker. No one had seen anything unusual or suspicious. Dexter found the guests equally unhelpful. They were all caught off guard by the painting's disappearance and didn't have any clear leads. Dexter then asked to review the security footage from the gallery's many cameras. He hoped the footage might reveal some clue about the thief's actions. However, the recordings were not as helpful as Dexter had hoped. The cameras had captured a shadowy figure moving near the painting, but the image was too blurry to make out any details. Dexter studied the footage carefully. He noted how the figure lingered near the painting just before the lights flickered. This brief power outage might have been used to cover up the theft. Even though the footage wasn't very clear, Dexter didn't give up. The red wax smudge was his first real clue, and he believed it could be crucial to solving the mystery. He labeled the wax sample carefully and planned to have it analyzed by a forensic expert. The results might tell him more about the type of wax used and possibly lead him to its source. Every clue, no matter how small, was a piece of the puzzle that would help him solve the case. With the gallery still in confusion and the guests unsettled, Dexter's determination to find the truth only grew stronger. Dexter Quill carefully examined the red wax smudge from the stolen painting. It wasn't ordinary wax, it was a rare type used only in art restoration. This kind of wax was known for its unique qualities and was usually only found with art professionals. Dexter realized this could be a crucial clue. Determined to track down the source of this wax, Dexter visited a well-known supplier named Artisan Restorations. This company was famous for providing specialized products to high-end art collectors and conservators. At the Artisan Restorations office, Dexter was met by a well-dressed receptionist who directed him to the head conservator, Eleanor. Eleanor, a distinguished woman with a keen eye for detail, greeted Dexter with a mix of curiosity and caution. Dexter explained the situation and showed her the wax sample. Eleanor's eyes widened when she recognized it. "Yes, this is a rare restoration wax," she confirmed. "We only sell it to a select group, mainly private collectors and major galleries." Eleanor then checked her records and found a recent purchase of this wax by a private collector named James Thorpe. Thorpe was known in the art world not just for his impressive collection but also for his public dislike of the Harrington Gallery. The tension between Thorpe and the gallery had been well known, and Dexter had heard about their ongoing rivalry. With this new lead, Dexter planned a visit to Thorpe's grand estate. Located in the countryside, the estate was a large mansion that oozed wealth and secrecy. Dexter was greeted by Thorpe's personal assistant and taken to a luxurious study where Thorpe awaited. James Thorpe, a man in his 50s with a stern look and guarded manner, rose from behind a large desk as Dexter entered. There was a brief flicker of nervousness in Thorpe's eyes, which Dexter noticed immediately. Their polite conversation was thick with tension. Dexter got straight to the point. "Mr. Thorpe, I understand you recently bought a special type of wax used in art restoration," Dexter began. "I believe this wax might be linked to the theft at the Harrington Gallery." Thorpe's expression grew tense. "Yes, I did buy some of that wax," he admitted, his voice steady but lacking warmth. "I use it for my own restoration work. But I assure you, I had nothing to do with the theft." Dexter listened closely. Thorpe's nervousness was apparent, he frequently glanced away and fidgeted with a gold pen. Dexter felt that Thorpe was hiding something. The collector's alibi for the night of the gala was that he was at a private dinner, but the details he provided were vague and didn't quite add up. Dexter noted Thorpe's uneasy behavior and the inconsistencies in his story. It was clear that while Thorpe claimed innocence, there was something off about his account. Dexter decided to dig deeper into Thorpe's alibi and check out the guest list and timing of the dinner to see if his story held up. As Dexter left the estate, he couldn't shake the feeling that Thorpe was concealing something. The collector's nervousness and the connection to the rare wax made him a key figure in the investigation. Dexter's next move was to further investigate Thorpe's alibi and his links to the Harrington Gallery. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to fit together, but the full picture was still emerging. Dexter Quill returned to the Harrington Gallery, which was now eerily quiet after the chaos of the theft. The grandeur of the evening was replaced by a stillness that made every sound seem louder. Dexter started to carefully re-examine the area where the vain portrait had been. As he meticulously searched the space, he found a small, shiny object near the empty frame. It was a silver button. The silver button was finely detailed with an embossed crest. Dexter picked it up gently with tweezers and examined it closely. The button gleamed brightly, and the crest was elaborate, featuring a phoenix rising from flames. Dexter's mind raced as he recognized the crest. It belonged to Lydia Moore, a well-known art conservator. Lydia was famous for her expert work and her exclusive connections in the art world. Dexter knew he needed to speak with her. He arranged to meet Lydia at her private studio, a space filled with the smell of varnish and old canvases. The studio was a showcase of her skill, with tools neatly arranged and art pieces in various stages of restoration. Lydia, a woman in her early 40s with a composed demeanor, greeted Dexter with curiosity and a hint of wariness. Dexter showed her the button and asked where it came from. Lydia's face grew tense as she recognized the button. "Yes, this is mine," she said, her voice steady but slightly uneasy. "I must have lost it at the gala. I did attend the event, but I left early, around 10 o'clock. Several people saw me leave, and the gallery staff noted my departure." Dexter listened carefully and noted that Lydia's story seemed to check out. Her alibi was confirmed by multiple witnesses. However, Lydia mentioned an important detail: she had recently argued with Charles Bennett, the gallery's curator, about the authenticity of the vain painting. Lydia explained that she had questioned the painting's history and she was worried it might not be genuine. Bennett, on the other hand, was eager to showcase the painting despite her doubts. Their disagreement had created tension, with Lydia accusing Bennett of being too hasty in promoting the painting. Dexter considered this new information. The argument between Lydia and Bennett could be a significant clue. While there was no direct proof linking Lydia to the theft, her connection to the button and her conflict with Bennett made her a person of interest. Dexter decided he needed to investigate more about Lydia's dispute with Bennett. He needed to find out if the painting's authenticity had anything to do with the theft or if it was just a distraction. As Dexter prepared to leave Lydia's studio, he thanked her for her time and promised to keep her updated. The discovery of the button and the information about Lydia's argument with Bennett were important leads, but the case was far from over. Dexter knew he needed to dig deeper into the relationship between Lydia and Bennett to get closer to solving the mystery of the stolen painting.